Over here is the all-new Skoda Kodiaq 2024, and I have to say it looks very evolutionary to the previous generation Skoda Kodiaq. Now, first impression, let's look at the front. I see the grille, it has this very Skoda Scala design to it, very interesting how they've gone about it. And the headlights reminds me of something I've seen of Skoda crossover SUVs like the Kamiq or the Karoq with the split headlights, and you get a real air vent down there, nothing pretentious. And this gorgeous looking grille with continuous daytime running lights, just like what you would see on a Volkswagen Group car. Now, as we approach the rear of the Skoda Kodiaq, we see there's a more Skoda Enyaq vibe to the side over here, especially with this D pillar right here. And then the rear lights are quite interesting. Skoda has abandoned the cycling trophy cup design, which was, I think, more interesting. And of course, an evolutionary interior that has not seen any drastic change to it, but just an evolution. It looks way more interesting than the previous generation with this massive screen right here. And thank goodness they didn't adopt an Enyaq style interior, because at this moment in time, Volkswagen is obsessing over this ID theme for all their Volkswagen models, and I think it's not necessary. We don't need this. Now, this particular Skoda Kodiaq costs 54,000 euros, and do you all want to know something funny? I recently reviewed a Ford Kuga that costed around 54,000 euros or 55,000 euros, and the interior was very budget. It just made no attempt to looking premium. Whereas something about the Skoda Kodiaq suits the price, and I'm going to tell you all why. In less than 5 seconds, we can fall down all the seats. Check this out. Right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ta-da! And voila, we can move houses finally. This particular Skoda Kodiaq is a 7-seater, and I'm going to try making my way to the third row seats. Highly doubt adults are going to have a good time in the back. I mean, you can have the seat in this position, but then this means the middle row passengers won't have any knee room. So this is ideal for children. This is not going to be ideal for adults in the third row seating. This body paint is called Moon White. Interior fabric is called Design Selection Loft. It looks like fabric, gray fabric with some yellow stitching onto it. And just like on a Rolls-Royce, you get an umbrella right there, always ready for all the weathers. And you can now order a hybrid petrol engine for your Skoda Kodiaq, because this wasn't the case for the previous generation. There was no hybrid technology available. Over here is a 1.5 petrol engine that produces 110 kilowatts. Average for a crossover SUV of this size and segment. Wait, it's not all pink roses. For this Skoda Kodiaq, there are some problems I've just spotted. Let's talk about it right now. Look at this door handle. It's plastic. It would be nicer if it was a metallic one. You do get parking sensors at the front and at the rear, but you do not get a 360-degree parking camera for this particular Skoda Kodiaq, although the 360-degree parking camera is optional. Now it is time to check out the interior of the Skoda Kodiaq, the driver's seat. Now, the moment of truth, things get even more interesting, but I just noticed it suffers similar problems to the previous generation. The first thing I really noticed was the fact that it has a food truck effect. So food truck effect is when the door is further away from the driver's seat than usual, you see. And then also I look at the door, it's, you see this whole area right here is presentable. The steering wheel is nice. But then when you look at the door, it's all hard plastic buttons, and including the mirror controls, which are nicely detailed, but then again, could do with a bit of trim. And then seating adjustment is electric with seating memory, but that's only the driver's seat. The front passenger seat gets a normal manual control. So this area right here is evolutionary to the previous generation. It's mostly your climate control. So see, detailed climate control. I really like the way you can just navigate around the menu, choose between the heated seats by clicking on this. Very easy to use. I'm really impressed. It's good. So and you can even control volume through this center wheel right here. Wow, that's nice. Let's start with the steering wheel as well. So you can move the steering wheel up, down, in and out. And it should be noted that the Volkswagen Group has one of the best steering wheels. I said this about Porsche, and I said the same thing about Bentley. And of course certain Volkswagen car. With Skoda, the steering wheel is good. I like it. Nicely sized, and the thickness is there. It's not too thick. It's good. easy to hold on to. It's a 2-spoke steering wheel, by the way. Nice details on it, you know, easy to use. You can even have voice command. Now you do get a panoramic sunroof, which is great, but you don't get any glasses holder up here, which brings me down to practicality solutions, the exciting part. Look at this whole area right here. Practicality solutions just about everywhere. This is interesting. Cup holders that are nicely detailed, that are a bit narrow though, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it's a bit on the narrow side. And then there's 2 charging ports up there, wireless cell phone recharge, a little storage space down there. And then a central console storage, which is a bit on the narrow side. Okay, just something I've get used to. And then the moment of truth. Voila. Average sized glove box and a nice little storage space up there, just like on the previous generation Skoda Kodiaq. And the door bin, likewise. Ah, my ears. And then the door bin is good. It's quite deep. Now the map is usually my favorite part. I would go straight for the map. What I like about the map is that it tells you the forest and it tells you the built-up areas. This is one thing I like about the Volkswagen Group, is that they have one of the best infotainment system because they give details. But BMW does have easier use, like shortcuts on the menu and then a swivel wheel right here in this area. But for Skoda, do you really need a swivel wheel? Nope, you don't. But the only problem with this infotainment system is that it just doesn't seem on par with my experience on the Porsche or Audi, because you see, like, there's something about the infotainment system, it just doesn't tell you the relief or anything. But at least this gets the job done. It's better than average, I can definitely confirm. And then when navigating around the menu, there are shortcut buttons down there for your telephone, which is good. And then for music, that's decent. And then climate control, detailed climate control, by the way. Wow, okay. And then you have menus right here. Wow, this is great. Car details, car status. Now it should be noted that the Skoda Kodiaq is directly related to the Volkswagen Tiguan, but unlike the Tiguan, the Kodiaq always has a longer wheelbase, which equally means a lot of space for the rear seat passengers. This is interesting. I got a lot of legroom, a lot of knee room. My headroom is unquestionable and I don't even need to cover it. It's excellent. And the headrest is very cozy. The back seat is like a sofa. It is one of the best back seats I've ever seen for this segment. And when it comes to equipment list, first of all, I like the cup holders right here. They're not very big, but they are good. They get the job done. Back seat pockets that are rather flexible. Well, actually, they're a bit on the firm side, but there's a double pocket solution. This is good. Door bins, which are average for its, which are actually good. They're quite spacious. Oh, wow. Oh, this is interesting. And you get air vents down here with basic climate controls for the temperature. And also, you get a 12-volt socket and 2 charging ports down there. How amazing is that? Now just watch out. To access the middle row seats, there's a huge ridge right in the middle. So, even though this is a 7-seater, you still get an additional space right here. And you get additional storage space underneath where you can put this away. How wonderful is that? And if you get rid of this, you get additional space down there. Oh wait, you can even remove it. It's a floor to access the repair kit that's hidden all the way down there. So here's my conclusion of the Skoda Kodiaq 2024. For a price of 54,000 euros, this Skoda Kodiaq is one of the best 7-seater SUVs you can find in the automotive industry, crossover SUVs. Now, it's not a 7-seater alone. You can also opt to remove the 7 seats, but it is still one of the best because it is super practical and it just has everything that suits the price. The equipment list was as good as it needed to be, if not perfect. I did notice there were some equipment missing, but it's not a very big deal once you take a look at the practicality solutions you get. You can also choose it in hybrid, which is excellent, which is also ideal. And this makes far more sense than certain competitors that had the similar price range, like the Ford Kuga or the Volkswagen Tiguan or something like the DS7. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run. I will see you all next time.